Wednesday, March 3rd, 1982, Herman J. Caldwell Jr., then 32, confides in his father that someone is threatening him. His father tells him to stay home. No one would bother him here. Herman Jr. was a good son and would help in any way he could. He was so helpful that he left home and withdrew $500 from his bank account. It was the last activity on his account. He thought back 4 years to 1978 when he was assaulted by 3 men in the vicinity of the 2300 block of Gervais Street in Columbia. It is now an empty parking lot. Herman was able to identify one of his assailants, Leroy Nolan, alias Tony Shelton. Leroy was arrested a year later in 1979, found guilty, and let back out on the streets by 1981. Herman leaves the bank in a silver and black two-door 1972 Pontiac Grand Prix, South Carolina license plates GOK105 that expired in 1982. He presumably drove to Charleston, South Carolina to pay someone. But who? The bank teller was the last person to speak with Herman. Now, let's fast forward to 2004. Fresh eyes of ColdCase investigators go through files. A pair catches their eyes. There are gaps in the information, so investigators try to fill in the answers for a more complete case. The cases were of Patricia Gilmore, 22, and her 2-year-old son, Michael. They were at a home on Stark Street in Columbia, South Carolina in October 1978. Their bodies were discovered sloppily hidden a couple months later on December 30th, 1978, near the intersection of Bluff Road and Southern Drive, 5 miles from the Stark home. What are the chances that earlier in the same day, those 3 men would assault our man of the hour, Herman Caldwell Jr.? Almost 100%. Did Herman know Patricia and Michael? He would do anything to help. Did Herman see Patricia and Michael in distress and try to help them? The Richland County Sheriff's Office is investigating. They can be reached at 803-576-3462. Welcome to Adventure Sphere. This channel is dedicated to missing people who are missing with a vehicle. In the process of creating this database, we are creating a volunteer sonar search and recovery dive team. Our services are free of charge. We ask you to consider subscribing, watch our content, and help spread awareness of our endeavor. The places I mention are shared with my blessing, so Herman can be reunited with his family, regardless who higher powers work through. The description box has our email address if you'd like to share insight on any cold case, know someone missing with a vehicle and would like them featured on our channel and searched for, or to donate equipment. The video of Google Earth has a measurement from our current best location starting point, which is the general area of North Charleston, South Carolina, and goes out to possible search areas. We focus on bodies of water within 5 miles of their last known location and within 5 miles of their destination. Sentimental sites can also be sonared. If an area has been heavily searched, we may expand the search area, but please keep in mind that accidents tend to happen closer to home. So in 2004, 3 men were arrested for the double homicide of Patricia and Michael Gilmore, who died from strangulation. Their murders occurred October 11th, 1978. The trio were caught off guard by the arrests. Danny Lee Daniels, 45, is now 63, was apprehended last when he turned himself in on October 8th, 2004. The first to be arrested was Donald Jenkins, also 45, and who is now about 63. He was arrested September 21st, 2004 at his home in Columbia, South Carolina. A couple days later, on September 23rd, 2004, Leroy Nolan, then 54, was taken into custody at his home in North Charleston, South Carolina. Were these the same 3 men who assaulted Herman Caldwell Jr. earlier in the day? Or was Leroy out with other friends when Herman encountered him? Leroy Nolan died in 2010. At the time of this recording, Donald Jenkins and Danny Lee Daniels were not listed as inmates in the South Carolina Department of Corrections. I couldn't find any news articles to see if they were found guilty or innocent of the murders. Were Danny and Donald visiting Leroy in North Charleston on March 3rd, 1982, when Herman disappeared? If the three did, in fact, relocate the bodies of Patricia and Michael 5 miles from home in a ditch, then it stands to reason if Herman did go to North Charleston and Leroy was involved in Herman's disappearance, he would be somewhere around the 5-mile range from wherever they met up. Where did Leroy frequent in North Charleston is what we need to find out. The easiest way to get rid of a car would probably be to dump it in water somewhere. Herman's parents were interviewed in 2015 and wanted to know what happened to their son. I had to read between the lines. The article said that his mother, Ella, was 86 and a widow, but always a mother. There were no pictures of Herman Caldwell Sr., so I think she may have lost her first husband and later married Herman Sr. I wonder if Ella and Herman may have lived apart. Perhaps Herman was at an assisted living site in 2015. They wanted to know if their son was kidnapped or murdered in 1982. My question is, why would they kill him if they were successfully extorting money from him? Ella passed away in 2018. The other questions I have are, did Herman Jr. give any possessions away in the months prior to his disappearance? Were there any items he took with him that day, perhaps self-defense items, if he knew he was possibly going to run into some trouble? Did he have any health issues? Was he still working for the Navy at the time of his disappearance? Did he travel through any road construction between Columbia and North Charleston? What time did he leave the bank that morning or afternoon? Let's see here. Did he say what time he expected to be home? Was he conditioned to driving long distances? It's about an hour-and-a-half drive between Columbia and North Charleston. Did he prefer to drive on main roads or back roads? Did he drive at night? And what areas did Leroy frequent in North Charleston? A lot of these questions, I think only his parents or perhaps his siblings would know. But again, Ella passed away. It's very possible that his father might have passed as well. The areas I wanted to look at around North Charleston would be the Ashley River, the Cooper River, Goose Creek Reservoir, Clowder Creek, and Hobcock Creek. A little bit further out in the area, there is Back River, Wando River, Knoll Creek, and Church Creek. If you'd like to help Herman's family find him, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and ring the notification bell to receive progress reports. I'll let the video play out here for just another minute or so you can see the entire search area. If you see something that I missed, please let me know in the comments section below. If I cannot find him in the North Charleston area, then I'll go look back up in the Columbia area. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and remember that we love you.